card game that predicted the future. It's my man's Morbid. Go check him out. All right. I don't know. I don't even know how that would work. There's a lot of things I predicted the future. You know, the main are the Simpsons. No, does the Simpsons not like scare some people? Like, y'all ever see the video of like the Simpsons where they literally, first off, they predicted Trump. We know that, Trump being president, but like they had the exact frame of like him doing, hold on, let me find it. It's in the year 2000, bro.
Today.
Look, this exact video, bro. Is that not scary? Tommy was proven fake. Well, guess what? I'm on the internet, and I believe that everything the internet posts, okay? That being said, let's get to Morbid's video.
In 1994, Steve Jackson Games released a card game.
See, bro, look at the Illuminati. Look at the Illuminati symbol. You could tell immediately, like, this man knows everything, bro. If you're a person, if you hold up one eye, you are immediately a part of the Illuminati, by the way. And I don't with you. Because that means you gotta sell your soul. You sold your soul to the devil. I can never trust that.
This was no ordinary card game because the name of this card game is called Illuminati New World Order. What's unsettling about the card game is the cards themselves feature illustrations of tragic events. Not only is it weird that a card game features such tragedies, but it's the fact that this card game predicted the future. Allegedly, this card game predicted the September attacks 7 years before the tragedy.
Bro, I've seen so many videos of like, not even videos, like predictions of 9/11 and stuff like that. It's kind of scary how many like things alluded to it or whatever. Like there's too much where it's like, damn, like, was this really rent? No, let me stop. I'm finna go on my Joe Rogan conspiracy theory time, and if I keep going, let me let the video play.
In today's video, we talk about the card game that predicted the future and answer the question, how did they do it?
It's like they
Welcome back to another video, and for the record, I am aware that this video is way shorter compared to my other ones, and that's because there's not that much information about the Illuminati card game. There's only so much information that I can talk about, but luckily for you guys, I am covering everything about the card game in today's video. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and a special little announcement that I want to make is that soon I will be doing some IRL content where I explore some haunted places with my friends, and who knows, I might bring some YouTubers with me. But enough blabbering, you're here for the topic. The year was 1994, and Steve Jackson Games, a board and card game company, released its newest card game. However, this was no ordinary game. Instead, it was a bizarre and spine-chilling game.
Yo, this image is creepy as to me. Who is buying a card game that looks like this? It literally looks like it's about to suck your soul. It looks like this is literally trying to reach for my crotch, bro. The hand, I do not want the Illuminati eye to be touching my cock, bro.
That predicted some of the world's most horrific tragedies like the September attacks and the pandemic. It also predicted historical events such as Trump's election and the January 6th Capitol riot. This card game was called the Illuminati New World Order and was based on Steve Jackson Games' original 1982 Illuminati game. These games were inspired by Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson's book, The Illuminatus Trilogy, that was released in 1975. But how is this game played, and how did it predict the future? For starters, players must try to conquer the world by using the powers of the Illuminati they've selected. They can pick one of the following: the Church of Subgenius, Society of Assassins, UFOs, Adepts of—
I'm sorry, bro, but this card game looks dog shit. This card game looks ass. What? How do you even use these powers? 7 out of 7? How do you understand this? Like these type of complicated card games, bro, make some shit like Uno or something, where everybody can see, oh, it's a number. You put down the number. Make something like just regular cards.
Of Hermes, Servants of Cthulhu, Shangri-La, Network, Bavarian Illuminati, Bermuda Triangle, Gnomes of Zurich, or the Discordian Society. Once they've chosen their Illuminati, the player has to take over 12 organizations to win the game. Players can also win by eliminating an enemy Illuminati by obtaining or destroying their last organization. Some organizations include the CIA, Men in Black, and the Boy Scouts. Aside from groups, a player can—
Scouts? Bro, I was in the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts is not doing shit to you, okay? Bro, it is not doing anything to you, all right? Everything else kind of makes sense, though.
Control people and locations. Individuals like Princess Diana, Ross Perot, and Saddam Hussein, and places such as Canada, Japan, California, and the moon base were all in the game. While this is already a strange concept in and of itself, the alarming part comes with the designs of certain cards. Let us use the Epidemic card as an example, which featured a disturbing picture of the world's grim reality during COVID-19, 26 years before the pandemic even started. We see a pile of
quarantine was always a thing though. Like they had different diseases and stuff, right? Unless if it says like 2020. If it says like the year or something, or like COVID, then like yeah. But quarantining has been existing. I feel like
body bags, a face mask, medical supplies, gloves, and the word quarantine. Many people believe that this card from the card game predicted COVID-19. Now, this could just be a huge coincidence because after all, it's not like COVID-19 was the first ever pandemic that the world had. But it is kind of crazy looking back at this card that shows a lot of similarities to COVID. Another haunting card is the terrorist nuke.
Yo, this is crazy, bro. There's no way this is not 9/11, right? What else could it be? What else could it be? The fact that they used the exact two Empire State Buildings, like they did this on purpose, thinking about the Empire State Building. There's no way.
Where two
and look, it cut in half. That's exactly how it was. It was cut in half.
Are seen with an explosion on the right hand side. This illustration is eerie similar to the events of the September attack, and it's even more—
Look at this, man. He's sitting there like, damn. I know what's about to happen in the next 10 minutes. But I don't think the world does.
Or unnerving to see this, knowing it was made 7 years before the tragedy. Additionally, a Pentagon card shows the Department of Defense's headquarters.
Yo, they even got the Pentagon? Nah, this is kinda— I mean, I want to say this makes sense because like it's like the strongest government building in the United States, right? But it's like, damn, it would be like talking about the North Korean, or they put like a card game, they put like the North Korean government building that everybody knows, like the Pyongyang or whatever. It's kind of crazy though.
Engulfed in flames from the plane that crashed into it during the attack. Interestingly, a card about the fourth plane is missing. United Airlines Flight 93 was the only flight where the passengers fought back against the hijackers and saved countless lives through this heroic act. The plane would have crashed into the Capitol had it not been for the passengers and crew's intense bravery. It instead crashed into an empty field in Stony Creek Township, Pennsylvania, and killed all 44 people on board, including the terrorists. It is kind of crazy how the card game depicts illustrations from both of the attacks that occurred that day. Predicting these attacks 7 years prior to the tragedy is insane, and I don't know how they did it. But it's not like this card game is the only one to predict the tragedy. After all, there has been so much—
Bro, like this is crazy. The fact that they have all of these like specific videos.
Media that predicted the September attacks. However, that media never showed illustrations of the Pentagon. So the Illuminati card game did predict more from that god-awful day. May those who lost their lives that day rest in peace. Aside from the September attack cards, it is deeply perturbing to see a World War III card that shows a city getting nuked, given how
Whoa, hold up now. Cause they've been saying like World War III is supposed to be happening soon and shit. Well, I don't like this now. I don't like this sentiment we're putting because I actually live in this time. Okay, I didn't live back then with these major world events. So can we not do this card game? Can you be wrong for once?
Accurate the game's predictions were. God forbid that comes to fruition. And if a World War III does happen, I do believe nuclear weapons would be a huge part of it, given how many other countries finally have nukes. Although World War III hasn't happened yet, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to predict that nuclear warfare will take place, since it's common sense that it will happen. Not the hardest one to predict. On a lighter note, the charismatic leader card had a drawing of a blonde man delivering a speech to a crowd of—
That's not Trump. Is about to say it's Trump? That's not Trump. That looks like kind of like Mike Pence or something. Maybe the front part is blocked out, but nah. Trump's hair is like curly.
Followers, which bore an unsettling resemblance to Donald Trump. It's important to mention that Trump was a bankrupt nobody when this game first came out, and it is unlikely that anyone who played Illuminati New World Order at that time would have believed the man depicted was Donald Trump. Not going to lie, I don't see this person in the card as Donald Trump. It does not look like him in my opinion, but this could just be a huge coincidence. But in all honesty, I just think that this is a huge stretch. I don't believe this card predicted Donald Trump becoming—
Or who knows, maybe that's Slim Shady. maybe that's Eminem right? And like in like the 2000s, we never know who it could be.
President, but many people believe it did. Other cards display the BLM movement, 2022 Canadian trucker strike.
Wait, BLM movement?
BLM movement.
Black activists gives +2 to any attempt to control any liberal group, gives +4 to your defense against any. Damn, bro. It's like all black activists. Like, you gotta be a liberal or something? What the hell? I don't know. I wouldn't say this is like predicting BLM, because like black activists have been exist, like the Black Panther Party. Who else? I'm probably missing some. I don't know.
Movement, 2022 Canadian trucker strikes, gay activists.
Gay activists. Was this not like a thing before? Like when I feel like when gay marriage was banned too, they didn't agree with that.
And political
or people that were gay obviously didn't agree that gay marriage was banned.
Where you see 2 lynched men.
Use insensitive pronoun.
1 man was hung for using insensitive pronouns.
It's like more of this. Wait, using.
And the other for eating the flesh.
Wait, did pronoun mean something else? Yo, this is kind of crazy then if they got this political correctness.
Of dead animals. I don't know what this is trying to predict, because the only thing I found was that a few arrests have happened due to people misgendering others. Yeah, I know being arrested is way different than being hung, but that is the only closest similarity that I can find.
It's way more rare back in the day, but at the same time, they burned people to stake back in the day too. Really long, so I don't know, people could have been quiet about it. The thing is, I know you couldn't be like let's say you were a gay activist, you couldn't be like a public one maybe. Or maybe you could. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, because there was famous people that were speaking out against it or whatever. But it definitely existed. I'm pretty sure it existed.
And for the eating dead animals, I found nothing. It is very important to note that these card predictions aren't really that hard to predict in the first place. It's like me saying that next month for June, there's going to be a lot of gay parades. Is that even a prediction? Yeah. Plus, this game came out in the 90s, so I doubt that they predicted that in 2013 the BLM movement would start. After all, before the 90s, they already had a lot of black advocacy movements since the 60s. So the card game is simply retelling the past, which history does repeat itself a lot. So these aren't really technically predictions, as many people would say. I could go on and on about these uncanny cards, but I'll be here all day if I did. Instead, let's focus on how Steve Jackson, the company's founder, devised the idea for such weird game and unintentionally predicted the future. In an interview, Jackson stated he wanted to make a game satirical and keep its tone tongue-in-cheek rather than serious. He also talked about the substantial research into conspiracy theories and cults he conducted to ensure the game was
I was about to say, the only way you can make a game like this is being is just being too much into conspiracy theories. There's no other way.
Unhinged as it could be.
It's possible to get deadly serious about conspiracies and assassinations. I didn't really want that. Among all the material I'd read, the articles with the really wacky theories, even if they were presented totally seriously, were the most fun to read. Logically speaking, a wacky game should be more fun to play. As much as possible, I wanted to retain the flavor of the conspiracy material I'd been reading. That's why groups like the South American Nazis, the cattle mutilators, the Floridators,
South America, what y'all got going on?
The communists, the oil companies, and the United Nations are in there.
But what confirms Steve Jackson isn't clairvoyant is this quote from Lloyd Blankenship, a former employee at the company.
Steve is a huge fan of conspiracy theories. Not that he believes in them, as far as I could tell in 5 years of working with him. Rather, he is immensely entertained by them.
Or you gotta think about it, he could be lying. What if all these people are paid off and this dude actually works for the government? What if he is an Illuminati agent? Follow me, keep following me. Stop following me, because you're too close to me. You're too close to me. Okay, let's keep going.
As for the predictions from the cards, it's pretty much like
I kind of already know that, to be honest.
Say that a Middle Eastern leader will be killed next year, and you have a decent chance of getting it right.
Speaking of Blankenship, his presence at Steve Jackson Games landed the company in hot water. In 1990, the Secret Service raided the business's offices and took numerous hard drives and documents. Some of these items had information regarding the Illuminati card game, but the agency had—
Nah, bro. I'm telling y'all. They knew the truth. The 3-letter organizations came for them, alright? Now I'm starting to believe it. Because why else would they come for them?
no interest in this data. Instead, the government wants to learn more about Blankenship, a hacker known as the Mentor. He worked as a system operator for the Phoenix Project, a bulletin board system for hackers. The hackers shared sensitive stolen files in this system, explaining how the 911 emergency response systems functioned. Additionally, Blankenship was the Steve Jackson Games Illuminati bulletin board system operator. When asked about the raid in an interview, he said,
SJ Games got raided because they knew I was a system operator there. The Secret Services couldn't believe that I wasn't using the SJ Games BBS as a hacker board as well. The Secret Services assumed that
this thing just looks very confusing. I don't know how they worked technology back then. If I was working technology, I wouldn't even know how to do anything, bro. I wouldn't even know how to do anything.
Open with a weak warrant and find so much incriminating evidence that I'll be forced to accept a plea bargain. Unfortunately for them, I had nothing incriminating at SJ Games.
The damaging proof was
really
found at his home
accuse,
rather than at work, where he ran the Illuminati bulletin board free of any suspicious activity. The board was initially used to assist customers and test games. However, it eventually became a forum for individuals to discuss sci-fi, conspiracies, and other odd subjects. While there are several peculiar circumstances surrounding Steve Jackson Games and the Illuminati card game, there's no evidence indicating the company could have accurately predicted future events. But despite this, it is still scary to see how precise many guesses Steve Jackson Games made were accurate. And only time will tell whether the ones that haven't happened yet.
I just want one person in existence just ever to predict something. Like every single date, bro. Every single date of something. Has that ever happened? I don't think it's ever happened. Like every single date of a major event or something that happens for the future. And then we can finally be like, yes, time travel's real.
Will ultimately come true. Let's hope they don't though. So did this card game really predict the future? Yes and no. I'll admit, some cards such as the Pentagon and Terrorist Nuke are extremely uncanny considering how accurate the predictions were. But when it comes to the cards about advocating and political correctness, those aren't really predictions since they are retelling the past, and history does repeat itself a lot, as I stated earlier. And that is the end of the card game that predicted the future. And like I said earlier in this video is much shorter than normal because
it's all good, bro. You know what? W morbid, man. So, hey, listen. If there's a time traveler out there, I really just want your existence to be shown. You feel me? I want to learn, because I want to learn how to do time travel. And, you know, I got shit to handle, bro. You know, I got things to stop. Like, I'm really about to time travel and stop slavery fully by myself, bro. I'm doing it. I feel like I got the power and I would have the voice to be able to do it. Or something different, bro. I don't know. World War II. If I just go up to people and I start talking, I'm a charmer. That's what I really feel like. Tommy, 2025 is gonna blow up. You know what? Let me predict some things right now. Let me put some things on my calendar. It's a canon event, bro. No, it's not. Shut up. Let me put some things on the calendar. Okay. February 25th. 2025. King Charles is going to die from a heart attack. Boom. November, or when is the inauguration? January 18th, 2025. Trump is going to win the election. Another predict. Let's see. July 5th, 2026. I will have an accidental pregnancy scare. But then that baby's getting aborted the next day. Okay. And that's all my predictions. Okay. 2028 Joe Biden does. The Fed's finna get you, not gonna lie. Look, bro, that man King Charles, his time is doomed, bro. He's been done for. Alright, but yeah, if you're watching this on the tube, join the Discord.